Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 5 of Chillax, the Canadian Invasion. I'm Yatesy, the Thursday champ, which got, kiboshed. Now it's gone to the underground. We've got, with me, everyone's favorite. You know him, you love to hate him. Mayhem, how you doing, buddy?
And you hate to love me. How you doing? I'm good, man. Do you know what? I'm so hyped we've actually got through this season. And it feels weird that we're at the end of it. It's been so good. Yeah, it's been such a good season. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So before we
The
get
ending came
started,
too
thanks
soon.
everyone. Yeah. I mean, I think it ended about when it should, right? I think one of the things that I've learned, right? We've obviously got a group of really good coaches, but we've also got a group of really committed coaches, and I think pushing to a 13 game limit, 16 for some coaches because of playoffs, it's such a time commitment, and I've loved it. And don't get me wrong, there's been weeks where I've been banging my head on the floor and complaining to Uber and just complaining that I didn't roll a 6 or something like that. But overall, it's been great. But I think one of the things we're going to do, and we'll touch on this at the end of the video, which is why I wanted to get it in now. We're going to talk about the format for next season, and we're going to still try and have as competitive as it has been. But I think we struck gold really in terms of everyone was pretty much still in the runnings up until 2 weeks ago. And if it had gone differently, you could have had people out from like week 6, and then it's a long slog. So we're going to think about tipping it a little bit. So yeah, I thought let's get started. Click in and have a look at the results.
Yes.
Okay.
What happened in the final week?
Wow. No one fucking turned up. Is essentially what happened this week. No one fucking turned up at all. So, Funny Hair and Graveyard Peeps, we had to admin this one. Lefe did make an effort to try and get this one played, but he apparently lives in the center of a volcano, and his router just couldn't handle it. So, Iron picking up his second win of the season. Is that 2 wins in a row? Let's check.
Yeah, he had a 3-0. Yeah, there he is.
Wow. So, Iron's really ended this on a high, and I think we'll need to double check, because has he overtaken Magic?
Oh my god, I
that
hope
would
so.
that would be so
No, there's
amazing.
no way. He's got so many. He's got like double-digit losses though.
Who cares? Do you know what's really funny? So next up, this is literally a show of us talking about admin losses. It's the Umans versus the Convoy, and I gave it a draw, right? Had you responded to Magic this morning, I would have given you the fucking win. Because he was unavailable for so much of it, but I could only see him making an effort to get it in. And I was like, I can't.
No, I thought a draw would have been good anyway.
And yeah, but the thing is, if he'd beaten you, I would have finished higher in the league than you. So I nearly wrote match result, same thing. However, this has been overturned to a human's win for playoff spots or whatever. I nearly gave him the win just so I leapfrogged you, but no, was honest in the end. Next up, we've got the Tree Men and Wolfberg. So this is one of the games that did get played. Yeah, good result.
Big result from Wolfberg. Yeah.
Big result. I've been saying this all season, right? Battlehawk. I'm not trying to be condescending at all when I say this, but like Battlehawk is like the most improved player that we've seen like from the league, and Twisted is always one of the really good coaches when he can like keep his mental in check. So if he's like totally fucking raging because he's rolled a 1 and he's rolled 50 dice, like he can sometimes go off the edge, and I think he was close this game. But like, yeah, Battle's just done so well all season. He's finished top of the leaderboard, and I think he might have only lost once, which I'll go and we'll double check. But Yeah, really, really impressive. And to take such a big win right on the final week as well, because he could play this team again, and I think I think he might have to play this team or this team or another team in the semi. So having a 2-1 win over them going into this is huge. We'll have a look at the teams that are left in here to see what damage has been done as well, as we look at the playoff spots and kind of towards next season. But no, really good result there. Candy as well, joking aside, you did really, really well to keep calm and not like delete your whole team and stuff like that. And I'm not joking. Well done, mate. That's definitely some personal growth in there as well for you. So, positive result in both aspects there. Next up, we got the Bang Boys.
This is where you took on the entire
So I said, listen, you guys can go and watch this replay. This was not a fucking game, alright? However, to be absolutely fucking crystal clear, I did not instruct Arna to play the way he did or to delete his team. I may have told him to spend his inducements on buying another 5 peasants. However, I did not have a gun to his head. What essentially happened was imagine just a Benny Hill montage of Mighty Blow Dwarfs punching peasants, and it was just that. It was ridiculous. After 2 turns, there was no point in him even moving. He couldn't throw blocks because everything was a double red dice. He had one player that wasn't a peasant that got instantly cased, and it was minus movement, Apotho minus movement, so he's essentially dead.
Batman?
Yeah, fucking
wow,
Batman.
You fucked up Batman.
Batman's in a wheelchair now. He's
okay. 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. But yeah, it wasn't the most competitive game. I got no less than 6 skill ups.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was pretty horrific. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, to be honest. I don't feel right about it, but I just, I can only click what's in front of me. Skanks and Hoes and the Boo Boos. Pretty tense match. Yeah, pretty tense match there. 1-1 draw. I think both coaches would be fairly happy with that. I think Crespo really wanted to win because I think a win he might have been able to get a bye. But yeah, there it goes. This was a big match. The Great Schism, because actually I think if he won and Candy lost, I think Schism might have leapfrogged him. But they ended up both losing. Now, if anyone is questioning why, because it's the last round I didn't allow an extension, this is the reason why. Because Crazy, 2 weeks ago, couldn't make his game that he would have probably won because it was against Yates. And had he had that win, he would be in playoffs now. So I can't extend it on the last day when we didn't do it for other people. So it had to be consistent, and all of next season as well will be no extensions because 7 days is long enough. And if real life gets in the way, then it's more important than a game of Blood Bowl, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and I find Mondays are a very popular day to play. So
Yeah.
we use that for an extension. That kind of.
Yeah, that's it. It slows everything. Well, we've done one extension this league this season, and the game didn't get played on the extension either. So it just wasn't going to happen. Yeah, and then we've got No Mono Chorse and Tin Town Rats. There was a Herculean effort from Gridbug to try and get this game played. Who's currently in a different country, who sourced a Mac. He then had to go and do all the updates on the system. But if I'm honest, I didn't think Grid was going to be available. Sam was probably thinking the same thing. I had some personal arrangements at the weekend, so by the time that Grid was able to play, Sam wasn't able to. And I was kind of leaning towards giving Sam the game, but I just thought that Grid had put so much effort into updating whoever's laptop it was. That I think a draw is fair. It wasn't a playoff impacting game, because Sam was in no matter what, and Grid was not going to qualify. So yeah, I felt a draw was appropriate in that instance as well. Should we check the leaderboard?
Absolutely. What's it look like?
Do you know what I've not done? I've not shared my screen. Oh no, I have. I'm an idiot. I did it before we started, didn't I? I'm an absolute idiot. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll let you give us the rundown.
Okay, so wow. Okay, Battlehawk, number 1 in the league, 6-6-1 record. Who was his one loss? Is the guy he lost to in the playoffs? I hope so.
That'll be interesting. Should we check?
Yeah.
I've got a feeling it's Big Floor, but we'll check. What they called again? Wolfberg.
No. Wolfberg.
He definitely didn't lose to me.
That was a one. Oh, Innuendo.
Fucking crazy.
Not in the playoffs. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so he's beat
do you know what? Fucking his sister's plumbing has ruined our fucking playoffs. I don't know what to say. I'd say sort your pipes out, but it sounds like they're sorted now. But man, we've been robbed of a great playoff coach there, and Crazy I think has won a league before that I've run. So excuse me.
Okay, so no one in the playoffs has been able to beat Wolfberg.
What's that?
Yeah. Sam finishes at number 2 with a 6-5-2 record. It's not like he's that far off. Yeah.
Not bad.
And then we have Lizardman
Crespo
with the Skinks and Hoes, 6-5-2 on the backs of like one skink.
Yeah, one super skink who's got arthritis in both of his ankles. He's just carrying that team. His back is destroyed.
Yeah, he doesn't even get a bye for a break. He's on it right away. And then we got the Bouncing Boo Boo. Wow, 6-4-3 with Kislev. That's super impressive. That's very impressive.
Yeah, he's done well there, hasn't he?
And then we got Leffe with his funny hair, the Pro Elves, 7-1-5. But I think 2 of those losses were admin.
Yeah, 2. So he has the most wins of the season. So yeah, he's done well there, and he could have picked up another win. You say he probably should have picked up another win today had hardware not failed. No, sorry, Iron, I know that's a bit rude. But that would have been 8 wins, which may have put him first.
Wow.
Possibly, maybe.
Oh man, the second Elven team in the playoffs, coached by Twisted.
Yeah,
Twisted Candy.
It's a Sevens team, but yes, doing pretty well.
And then everyone else,
Who cares?
Nobody gives a shit. You're all a bunch of shitters. And by you all, I mean we all.
Yeah, we've got. Oh, it's
and then
sad.
yeah.
True.
So here's what I'm kind of seeing is like, yeah, you need 6 wins to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
6 wins. Because yeah, man, this league is so tight. You had 2 teams with 5 losses.
And I don't know if you've ever have you won 6 games of Blood Bowl in total?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I won 4 in this one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think
Did
of 2 other
I won
times you've
2
won.
on my thing? Yeah, man. As a Thursday champ, I was on man, quite the run there.
Quite the run until we shut it down.
Yeah, till King Comrade Mayhem shut it down, and then silenced all the opposing voices.
The one opposing voice, yeah.
Oh, there was fans. There was a lot of fans.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I forget about
all the corporate sponsors.
These 6 people that watch this show every week, which is really telling because there's 14 members of the league, so
6 people.
A good portion of the people playing in this don't give a fuck.
I watch it twice.
Yeah.
I watch it twice.
I always do so. Come on, give us the shitters then. Give who the shitters.
Okay, top shitter. Top shitter is Innuendo in your end zone. I think that at the end of the season, Now the snickering in the back has started a little bit.
Yeah.
There's some snickering in the back. And then we have last year's champ doesn't even make the playoffs, and Avenged remains.
That's
The other
sad.
Lizardman coach.
I don't know what happened there. I wonder if he just started letting his brother play on his account.
I don't know. I don't know.
He fucked me up pretty hard though. Did
he really?
Yeah, he absolutely fucked me.
I can't remember what my result was against him.
Probably lost.
Can't remember. And then we got the convoy. The convoy. 9th place.
I
Dark
am
Elves.
so embarrassed.
It was all because of that. The first 3 weeks of the season, man. If it wasn't for that slow start, if it wasn't for that. It was my week 1 matchup against Sam. That was fucking terrible. In the heat. And then week 2 was in the snow against Holt. Holt couldn't be 12th place. Holt lost to him. And then I lost to Leffe. Started the season 0-0-3. Still almost. It took week 12 to eliminate me. And then we have the Thorny Bang Boys, Mayhem, coming in at 10th place.
Yeah.
4-4-5 record.
I'll take it. It's been a really difficult season, and it was very much an eye opener in that dwarfs aren't as easy to play as people like to think they are, because you can definitely like dominate the blocks, but you need to be positionally sound, and there is probably 3 games that I've lost this season purely from not respecting dodges onto the ball. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine, I'll get away with it, and then getting trapped and then running out of time. So, next season could be our year, but yeah, that'll be good to see.
Yeah, okay. And then we have Gridbug. The team got absolutely annihilated. He stuck with it, grinding it out, and now it is looking real good. But he comes in with a 3-4-6 record, earning the 11th spot.
Yeah, done really, really well. Really stuck at it. It's really impressive. And he's got a nice team, even though there's not much of it. He's got a nice team. He's played well with it, and he's one of those coaches that he just really knows the limit of his team. So the game is never easy. Like, I thought I had it in the bag against him, and then a couple of dodges, and I'm fighting to get a draw after that. And yeah, it was super good player, super good on the team as well. So yeah.
Then we come in at 12th place. We got the DC Bretts. Holt started with the entire DC universe on the team. It ended with just Batman, and then in that last game, Batman fell as well.
Cripple Batman, yeah.
Arnold Holt, DC Bretts, 3-4-6 record.
It's weird because Arno is a very good coach, but he's had a terrible season.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, not as bad as Magic's, but it was it was up there.
Oh, coming in at 13th. We have everyone's favorite after-school math club specialist, Show Me Magic, with his chillaxed Mins, 2-5-6 record. 2-5-6.
I don't want to say it's pathetic, but
well, he's a perennial playoff coach.
For someone that's not won a league on the actual pitch, I was thought he'd really put an effort in this season. But yeah, no, apparently not.
No, all he's proven is that all he can play is tier 1 cheese. That's all he did.
I was going to say I expect him to try and go back to Necro next season. That wouldn't shock me at all.
He's coming. No, well, yeah, he's gonna try. He's gonna want some form of tier 1 cheese, and then
what I will
he can put up more than 2 wins.
Yeah. I mean it's not hard. I've got double that, but one thing I will say is...
Yo, me too!
Yeah, fuck you, Magic. Fuck you, maths. No. How'd you like them? How much do they add up to? No. He has sat through an absolutely atrocious season, and he's not fucking whinged about it, so... Yeah, fair play to the guy. I would have...
No, you know what he did do? He went on vacation, he took photos, he showed it to everybody, he's rubbing it in their faces.
I know, I was robbing his house. I was like, so he's definitely not in. fucking
I was
steal
robbing
that,
his dice.
stealing that little guitar he's got.
I'm like, okay, coming in, the caboose of the league, the last to join it. Iron Sirius and his Grave Peeps.
Yeah, it's
2, 1, and 10. The binary communication's over.
That's
He
it.
said what he had to say, and now he's just winning out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's ending the season on a 2-game win streak, which not a lot of us can say. Overall, again, one of those coaches that is just mentally so fucking strong, because it did not matter to him that he'd lost like 10 games in a row. He just kept on plugging along, got the skills he needed, got the matchups he needed, and yeah, he's got a couple of wins. And I think out of all the teams, bar that stupid fucking Adjup zombie, he might be in a good spot next year. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if he's at the bottom of the division next season, because Iron is a good coach, despite what Magic says, and he can win. He's from a family of Blood Bowl players, and
He's got the lineage.
yeah, he's got the lineage. I mean, you know, his dad plays Amazons though, so I don't know what that tells you. But yeah, no, I think he's gonna have a good season next season.
Okay.
Cool. So should we have a look at? Do we want to talk about playoff matches now? I think that's probably how we should do it. Yeah. So let me bring up my sheet. I don't need my sheet. I need Discord, don't I? Okay. So the way it works, top 6
So the top
teams.
2 get a bye.
Yeah, so Battlehawk and Sam are sitting out this first round. So the first game is Crespo versus Twisted Candy, so 3rd v6.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. So let's look at Crespo first. I might have to jump in and out of the actual tournament because people have started accepting their tickets. Yeah, here we go. So he's got the guard Crocs. He's got Mighty Blow Block, Mighty Blow Block, Block Block, Skill, and then he's got Super Skink, who's now got Sprint on as well. So this is a quite an easy one-turner. If I was Scott, especially going into a playoff format, I would be learning how to one-turn. It's not hard, just look online. I would do that. You should be doing that. And he's got 2 bench as well, so if there's like an unlucky removal early on, he's kind of covered here. And he's going up against the Candyman.
Does he have tackle? Yes, he does. Okay.
Block, tackle, strip.
Wow.
So yeah, quite a few bits on there. This War Dancer, again, strip, dauntless. That's Edge 5 as well. Pass leader. Again, 3 rerolls on this team. Couple of guards actually, which will be pretty important. Couple of wrestles, dodge. So 1, 2. So there's going to be 3 loners.
70k a piece, I think.
Yeah. So that would
21, so it'd be a 1430.
something like that. Yeah, so he's going to be the underdog. So he's likely going to have a wizard as well, unless Crespo does some trimming of his team. It's really tough, right? Because Woody's in a playoff format. All they've got to do is just a couple of 2-ups. But, you know, if...
Just a couple of them.
I don't. Well, that's pretty much it. Like,
I just think yes, elves with a wizard can do anything.
yeah, that's it. And I think I don't know how you approach this as Crespo, right? Because if you use your block mighty blow pieces on his stuff that isn't important, so like the lone alignment or these guys here that just dodge, you're more likely to get the knockdown and you're more likely to get the removal. But the more blocks you put into those pieces, the less blocks you're putting into these pieces, which are going to win the actual game. I mean, the prime target for me, actually, I'd try and smash out this thrower if I could early on. But you know, these are the 2 pieces that are going to win the game for him.
It's going to be super tough, yeah, because if he like cages, if the lizardmen cage, they get fireballed and there's a turnover.
Yeah.
And then if you don't cage, you give space to these war dancers to come in and ruin your day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's got enough guard and that dauntless to really open things up. Like, yeah, it's going to be super tough. We're going to see what Crespo's made of.
I think out of all the matchup Crespo could have got, I think this is probably the worst one for him out of the people that didn't get a bye. So what's your prediction?
I'm going to have to go the Woodies.
Okay.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Woodies. I don't know what the score is going to be, but I think they're going to pull it out.
I can't... I like both of them. On a personal level, I like both of them, so this is really tough.
Can we see the Skinks and Hoes again?
Of course.
Does he have any tackle on his? I don't think so, no.
Zero.
Yeah,
so he's going to have to fish for sixes on those dancers. And I would be tempted in the first half, I would be tempted to fish for the sixes. Like with my rerolls,
really smart with where he puts that tail.
And that's another thing as well to think about. Oh god, can you imagine fucking Twisted Candy having to roll a 3-up? Jesus. Oh my god, it's gonna ruin his day. That's another thing to think about as well. With it being playoffs, you almost want to go on offense first, so you can afford to spend your rerolls more aggressively, because in the second half, those are your rerolls for the rest of the match. If it goes into overtime and stuff like that. So I always find I use less rerolls on defense. So yeah, that's something to factor in as well. This is a really tough one. This is a really, really tough one.
Yeah, he doesn't have much movement to trim down his roster. I think that Wizard's happening.
I'm gonna... The only thing he's just out. I was like, if he had 10k more, he could just buy a Wizard and then be like, so fucking what, I've got one teammate. I'm gonna pick Crespo.
Unless he fires one skink, then he's running one bench.
I'm gonna pick Crespo. He's like so he's someone I know in real life, so I'd feel really bad picking against him here. But I also think, the pressure of the moment is a real thing. And I've seen Twisted get angry and delete teams and things like that. So I'm wondering if there's a couple of shitty rolls early on. He's good enough to win, even if he's angry, but will it impact his judgment and give opportunities to Crespo that perhaps he wouldn't have got in the league match? Because in the league, in the head-to-head, Candy won this matchup. So, yeah, I'm going to back Crespo, but we'll see.
So Twisted won in the season, in the regular season, though?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh, that's an edge.
It is an edge. So next up we have... Oh, I don't have to leave out of here, I don't think.
Yeah, it'd be Leffe and Bouncing Boo Boo. That's an interesting matchup.
Actually, what I think to say as well, the winner of that matchup gets Sam. For their semi-final. So let's have a quick look at Sam.
Okay, Fred leveled.
He's praying for Claw on Fred. pray for pray for Claw. It's a nice team. It's not a Claw team, but again, he's had a decent record. What's his run been though? Be interested to see. Draw, win, draw, loss, draw.
To the Boo Boo.
Loss. So actually, Sam's since he's beaten the Lizards.
Both those teams, they both beat him. Wow.
Yeah, so Sam's been on a bit of a skid. So maybe that is open. That's a good Chorf team though. That will fuck some people up. So the next match that we're going to look at, semi-final number 2, is Bouncing Boo Boo. Big Floor and his super fucking bullshit team. Still pissed about that loss. He's recovered well, considering how much fucking damage I put on it. The only struggle he's got is he's got no guard. However, he's got wrestle tackle, which for this matchup is absolutely fucking huge. He's like one of the first people in our league to discover the skill tackle. He's like, oh my god, what does this do? Oh, it kills elves.
Skinks.
Yeah, so this could be really really fucking good game.
He's got the diving tackle as well.
Yeah, this could be a good game for him. Diving tackle, mighty blow, block, jump up. He's only got one blitzer, but he's got a catcher. It's a pretty bare bones team, but Big Floor is like one of the best coaches I've ever seen, and he's on a team that plays not normal, so you have to be on your toes.
Wow, he's gonna get 330,000 in inducements as well.
That's also fucking huge. I know so little about this
get
team.
Sibley.
Can they? Yeah.
Sibley with that.
Yeah, but would you want Sibley in this matchup, or would you want a wizard and some other stuff?
AV7? Oh, you don't want a freaking wizard against elves.
Attrition fireball turn 1, wipe out half the team. So he's going against Boris Johnson, Donald Trump. So yeah, these players make me want to play Pro Elves because the models for them are just so cool. But yeah, Blodge, Sidestep Elves. What a surprise. And that one's got tackle as well, so pretty handy piece. The catcher here, Nerves of Steel, Edge 5, Dodge, Blodge. That's going to be a night. Well, I'd say it would be a nightmare if you didn't have Wrestle Tackle. That would be quite easy to deal with. But it's Edge 5. You got another Blodge, Step, Guard, Block, Nice Thrower, Dodge Wrestle, Wrestle Guard, Wrestle, and then a ton of bench as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you could drop a bench, but I don't think you do it at AV7. I think you just take it and... Oh!
Holy, look at that bank.
Yeah, he's sat on... so yeah, it's nowhere near 300k, so you got to knock off 70 off there as well. So you probably will end up with just like a wizard or something. But yeah, interesting. What are your thoughts?
It's very interesting. I'm interested to see how Big Floor is going to spend his money.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who they have for star players that would really do perform well against elves.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I actually do not know what inducements that Kislev can take. Like, straight up, have no idea what.
Yeah. Because I think they get the similar ones as Lizardmen. So it would be kind of weird if he got like some sort of super skink out there. I know Sibley's out there.
I'm going to see if there's anything on Fumble, but again, this could be completely wrong. Roster list, and then if I check Slan on here, team rosters. So yeah, Morg, Silly Billy, a Chainsaw.
How much is Morg?
430, so not close. He won't get Morg.
No.
Silly Billy is block, grab, guard, stand firm. So I don't really think he does anything for you in this. Do you know what? Anything? Take a chainsaw and a bribe. Just go for it.
Oh, that's a freaking good combo.
So there is one great counter to Blodge, and that is a chainsaw. It seems to deal with it pretty well. So yeah, that's the playoffs. So that's how it's looking. Should we look at some of the other teams and just see how they're going to look for next season?
Yeah, might as well. Let's recap everybody.
Quick run through then. 40 Bang Boys.
This game is terrible. So he ends with the motto, "This game is terrible."
Yeah, it is. I got
the rallying cry.
I got Dodge on my Troll Slayer. So he's actually going to be pretty annoying to kill. I nearly took armor up on him. Pawn on Peace, Might Blood Guard, Blitzer,
the entire line has guard.
Bar 1, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guard now. 4 Mighty Blow. And 1 Mighty Blow Pawn off. I've started developing this guy is I'm going to do Wrestle Tackle on him to help me deal with elves because I've really struggled when I've run into Blodge. So he's going to be my counter to that. So I'm going to have him on defense instead of my main guy, who I've taken Kick Return on. Kick Return, Hail Mary Pass, Block. That is a bit of a shit player. I might cycle him out, actually, to be honest. He's fucking terrible. Looking at him. Just 140k of shit.
Kickoff return, that's 3 movement every
Yeah,
kick. That's
yeah,
big. That's
yeah.
big.
But I mean, he's shit. He's got a Hail Mary pass. They need to get rid of this dude
Yo, yeah, got you a touchdown, didn't it? Wow.
once against
You're
Magic though.
shitting on that.
That's against
Yeah.
Magic. It's not an achievement, is it?
Oh, I
Right.
got another level up.
Convoy. Let's check the convoy. Oh,
Oh my god, that guy's getting block.
yeah, yeah. Unless you roll another double, you'd be strength 5. So yeah, pretty nice
Sorest.
team. So he's got good movement on that lineup. So your linemen are like blitzers, basically. Can you imagine how good your team would be if you didn't have shit assassins and actually had blitzers?
Yo, look at that assassin multi-block.
Your-
Although,
do you know what your team's actually decent now? Your team's actually decent.
If I didn't do the twin assassins, it would be a completely different story. I
Oh,
wouldn't have got-
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you've actually said that now. The twin assassin build, yay or nay?
I think it's very league dependent, but nay. For the I would say 97% of the time.
I'm
it's a
so
nay.
fucking glad you've come to that conclusion because I never thought you would. But yeah,
Yeah.
nice team, and to be honest, I think worth keeping for next season, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna see them out. Although, like the multi-block, I didn't know how fucking aggravating it is to get that to work.
Apparently, it's really easy, and you're just being an
No,
idiot.
you have to switch over to the freaking Blood Bowl 1 controls, and then you have to do like 19 clicks. So you have to like click the player, click multi-block, click freaking the player again, click stab, click the guy you want to stab, click on the guy again. Like it's so ridiculous, and then switch back.
Yeah, don't care.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I might fire that guy
Just
so
so
I
you don't have to
deal
do
with
it. Okay, so Leffe, we've just looked at his team. Really fucking nice, though. These guys have been re-rolled, so I'm not going to waste time looking at them. These guys are dead. These guys are gone. We've just looked at those guys, so let's look at Venge Remains now. Let's look at his little roster. Oh, he's out of Saurus for his next game. Interesting. This is a great piece.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm interested to, like how he went with the double guard.
Yeah, it's really important. Really, really important.
Yeah, well, I find like so the 3 like important skill ups for Saurus is the block number 1, and then I find it's the mighty blow, guard, and break tackle.
Yeah.
And so I like to like cycle through all of them. So, but he must feel like he needs more strength.
I think what this is, right, is he's reacting to the amount of guard in the league because the way he plays them, he wraps you up, and at low TV you don't need the guard because you're stronger than everyone else. But when you get to like 1400, everyone's got blanket guard then, so your advantage of having +1 strength on a normal player is gone because they've got 2 guard pieces next to you. So they almost need that to keep up their play style. I still think this is the best Lizard team we've got in the league, even though it didn't make playoffs.
And it lost to the other Lizardmen. We say this every week.
Yeah, but I just can't get my head around
it.
it. No Mono Charles, we had a brief look.
Oh,
so
he
we're
got a
gonna-
level up.
we'll
Oh yeah,
skip-
that's the
we'll
claw. We
skip
already
it.
seen that. Yeah.
Grid, let's check Grids out. He's got the block Rat Ogre, my favourite piece in the whole league now. Although I'm going to have to deal with it next season, so I'm not too happy about that. But yeah, great piece there. Look at how many fucking stabs he's got. Edge 5, 2 heads, broken. Edge 5, movement 10. Sprint, fucking broken. Blodge. Okay, nice. He's only got 1 Storm Vermin, so I imagine he's going to be buying a Storm Vermin to replace that dude. And do you know what, funny enough, he's ended the season with a good starting team. Like, he'll be able to compete again from week 1. But now he's got like a super fucking cool team behind him, so it was worth him sticking this out no matter how shit. Right, if I get to the point next season, Yates, can you link me this video and show me some of these teams that had really bad starts but just stuck with it? Because I think I need to see it. Innuendo in your end zone. Let's have a look.
Niggering in the back. I heard some.
Sniggering in the back. Skillless Ogre. He's got block guard,
Oh, he went with the ogre at the end of it.
Yeah, block Mighty Blow, strength 4, block Mighty Blow, block Mighty Blow. Oh, Jesus, this is a rough
That's
team.
leveling.
Yeah, piling on is coming on that piece. I'm the only person in the league so far that's got piling on as well, and I'm the one that's complaining about it. Yeah, it's a good team. This should be in playoffs. Without a doubt, that team should be in playoffs. So, get better plumbing. Crazy's sister, I believe it was. Get better plumbing. Arna, should we take a quick look at this? Oh, look, there's fucking nobody there. Actual representation of how that team looks as well. Battlehawk. So
one.
shit, we didn't look at these guys when we were doing the playoff bits.
Oh, the white. Wow. Okay.
So White's got a level.
I think he saved that to see who you're facing.
He's got jump up, so you've got to think Mighty Blow and then piling on next.
Really? Even if he's like playing some freaking elves. Who are his possible matchups?
He's got a block Mighty Blow. He's got a block tackle Mighty Blow. But I think you're right. He is holding it back to see. But I mean, just normally you would go for. I genuinely think he's got a very strong chance of winning this, especially with it going into overtime, because like the games that are ending as draws for him, he's like stamping on 3 players at the end of the game. So if that clock just keeps running, there's a really good possibility that he wins this. But he's got the magic, he's got the Claw Mighty here, and that's a scary piece. He's got Edge 4, Blodge, Wolf. Like, how do you deal with that piece? It's too fucking good. And then, he's got this piece which he likes to leave on the side.
This guy's good for a half.
Yeah, it's good for a half. He gets a bit fucking lazy. He's like, you're not paying me enough. This I wouldn't have done. I'd probably cycle this player out now. Dirty player block. You don't want to be fouling with an 80k piece. That's the thing with block zombies. You cycle them out once they pick up that second level, because they shouldn't be leveling a lot because they're just fouling. Guard zombie. This is probably his best piece that people look past because he uses it really well. It's always in the right place. And even me with my guards, I only had 3 guard at the time, but he managed to use this piece so well, it felt like I didn't have guard. I just really whipped my ass, and he's got a bench as well, and a ton of cash. Nice team. Iron Sirius, we've got to Candy, so it's just Iron now. So,
Sextus. Show me Sextus.
Sextus.
Hasn't leveled yet.
Yeah, just fucking get rid of that. Tackle zombie, I actually don't mind that, because if you're just basing an elf, it's actually pretty good. And this is building up, so I think he can win games with this next season. I think he's going for the core skills, which is really nice to see, and it's probably benefiting him that we're looking at making this an Eternal League now, because he's just got longer and longer to build this team up, and he doesn't have to worry about, I need this much SPP by the end of the 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. So yeah, it's looking nice.
It is. Surprised he didn't take Dirty Player though.
Yeah, he should have. He absolutely fucking should have.
He's playing, yeah.
Yeah, this should have been Dirty Player. You do not ever need an edge zombie. So just stop, man. Stop hate. It's a form of abuse. Okay.
That's it. That's how everybody ended up.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Should we talk briefly, because we've just put an announcement up about how the new season's gonna work, really.
I think we have to.
Bear with me.
It's that time. Let's start talking about the future. Let's go.
So yeah, sorry, I was just reading a message there, which was really bad. So let's have a look. Reroll. So I'm going to read this out like a 12-year-old doing a class presentation, because we've just written it out basically. So re-rolling a new team. So there's we've got 14 coaches this season. We've got 2 new coaches joining us. So we've got Uber Spoons coming back, who's obviously been a league admin in the past and has done the weekly show with us as well. And we've got Bazario as well, who's going to be joining us, who's new to the league. So if you haven't said hello to those guys, please do make them feel welcome. So the first big thing first big thing, we are going to remove the 2-season cap. So this is what we put in place basically to make people responsible and not just build like massive claw mighty blow teams on every single player to the point where it's not fun. I think you can put a certain amount of rules in to prevent this happening, but ultimately it falls down to like who the coaches that you're playing with, and I think everyone's kind of shown that they're not just looking to bang out teams and not have any fun. So I think that it's safe to open this up to an Eternal League, which basically means we're going to keep going. You can play 50 seasons with your team. You're obviously going to have a lot of fan factor to take into account. That creates some difficulties. So we've had to have a think this evening about how we're going to allow teams to come in. And if you're a new coach and you're joining the league and everyone in your division is like 1400 or 1600, you are literally just going to get fisted, and you might be able to win the odd game here and there, but you are genuinely just going to get smashed into the ground and not have a chance to build up. So what we would like to do is we're going to allow certain things. So we're going to allow teams to come in that have played in another scheduled league. So we used to have like Death on the Pitch, for example. You can use those teams, bar a few exceptions, which we'll cover in a second. I know there's quite a lot of people here that play in Tiki Hut, so if they've got an old Tiki Hut League team that they're not using anymore, they can bring those in as well. From a competitive ladder, but we'll be really strict on what kind of teams we're going to accept from a competitive ladder. So if you are bringing in a team that is just 15 or like 12 players, or with claw mighty blow piling on, we're not going to accept that. It's got to be a sensible team. It's got to be 15 games or fewer, and we're going to put a TV limit in place. We're going to review this as the teams start getting supplied, but we're thinking 1450, which might sound like a lot, but it's the average TV of any team that's in the league currently. And also a caveat that we will review every team that's been submitted as well, because while we're thinking about what should we not allow or whatever, there's always things that you haven't thought of. So we need to be able to have that final review step. If you're building a team in a ladder and you're concerned if it's going to be like in violation or rejected or anything like that, just keep us posted with the team. You can send us the team details on the Spike and we can say, yeah, happy with how that's going. But as long as you're avoiding like just a pure kill team or a team full of stat freaks or something like that, you should be okay. We'll also allow teams from like prior Chillax events. So we did the Lizard Cup, we've done Thursday night, things like that. We'll allow the vampire teams in. So any of those vampire teams, I know Sam's got up to 18 on his vampire team, but if he wants to enter a vampire team into the league, then please get rid of those fucking chops, mate. Do it for all of us. So we put in a note around kill teams. If you want to build a kill team in the league, you can. So there's no rules on upskill and stuff like that. But if you're going to do that, you've got to bring them into the league at 1000 TV. So all that painful, horrible games you have to go through as a killer coach, you've got to experience that in our league format, so our coaches can get their shots in on you, and then eventually once you build to 1800, you can get your shots back. But yeah, you've got to go through that pain in the league, so we can all appreciate that you've been punished enough for your choices. The same thing with stat freaks as well. So, and a single stat up is okay, but if you've got 4 or 5 players with like plus agility, plus strength, or anything like that, a player that's got 2 plus agility, 2 stat increases or something like that, it is a bit game breaking. So they will not be allowed, unless of course they're built throughout the league. So you immediately point and be like, oh, what about Gridbug's team? That's fine, he's played it up in the league. So we just don't want people submitting teams that have been cycled through the CCL until you've got perfect stats or kill stuff. So we're also going to limit the amount of races, not limit the amount of teams under each race. So maximum of 2 of each race. So I think Lizards is fully booked at the moment, and I think Necro and Chorse are fully booked as well. You'll notice those are all tier 1 teams. Tryhards. But yeah, they'll be in there. And again, a final point on all of that is that the admin team will review any team that's been submitted in to make sure nothing's been missed really. And again, if your team isn't accepted, we'll give you a breakdown as to why it's not, or we'll try and work with you to find a compromise. But yeah, if you're worried about how well your team's developing, just reach out to us and we can have a quick chat to avoid anyone being disappointed. Oh, and absolutely no fucking custom teams. They are bullshit. Next up, we've got divisions. So yeah, we kind of got.
This is big.
Yeah, absolutely. This. Yeah. Do you want to cover this off?
I can't see what's written. No, go ahead. You're doing good. You're doing a good job, man.
All right, thanks. Mate. Yeah, so like we said, 13 games is a lot, especially if it's not going well. And it does allow you to recover to a certain extent, but if you've got a really bad start to the season and you're out at week 5 or 6, it's a big commitment, in time and just mentally as well as a big commitment. So we're going to split into 2 divisions. So the Premiership is going to be formed of the top 8 teams from this season 5, excluding any teams that are re-rolling. And Division 1 will be the lowest 8 teams / new coaches / re-rolls. So obviously we've gained 2 new coaches this season. They will start in Division 1 for the first season. So what about playoffs, you say? Well, don't worry, we've got this all planned out. So playoffs will be shorter next season. So instead of having 6 people going to playoffs, it's going to be 4 from each division. So the Premiership will have its own playoffs, and Division 1 will have its own playoffs. They're completely separate to each other. Top 4 of each go in, semi-finals, final, and you've declared a winner. So there will be a Premiership champion and there will be a Division 1 champion. There will also be a Super Bowl, which will be played between the Premiership and the Division 1 champion. However, all that does is make them the Super Bowl champ. If you're the Div 1 coach and you lose the Super Bowl, you're still the Division 1 champion for the remainder of the season, and you get the Discord tags and things like that go with it. But yeah, I think it'll be a cool way to top that off.
Big.
Yeah, absolutely. We also want to allow people to move up based on their skill level, so it's almost like TV based for next season, but over the next 4 years before Blood Bowl 3 comes out, it will sort of balance out in terms of skill level. So if you're in the Premiership and you don't make playoffs, so the bottom 4 basically, you go down into Division 1 and all the
relegated.
That's it. And we will abuse you. And then, the top 4 coaches from Division 1 then move up into the Premiership for next season.
Promoted.
So that's it. So you can go for that title as well. We will record stuff like this on the website as well. So I'll put some division stuff on there. We're going to... Obviously, we've got something to track, winners and stuff like that as well. So we'll be expanding that a little bit more. Okay, so another couple of rules that we've been discussing. So the first one is the financial, the only one actually, financial fair play in playoffs. So as the overdog, so let's say your team is higher TV, you buy your inducements first, and you can spend as much money as you like there because the balance is for every 10 gold you spend, your opponent gets 10 gold, so it balances out. What can happen though is if you're the underdog, there is no cap on what you can spend, and your opponent doesn't get anything to counterbalance it. So for example, you could go into the final 10k under, but with 150 gold in your bank, and you could just buy a wizard straight away. So while the actual team difference is only 10k, one coach has a wizard, one doesn't. I know this because I've done it in a final before, and it won me the final, so it's definitely bullshit. We're not going to bring this in place for this season's playoffs, by the way, because it's too late to announce it now, but it will be from next season. The only caveat for this, or the only teams that are exempt for this, halflings and goblins. So they're teams built around just being sneaky. So if you're a goblin coach or a halfling coach and you get into playoffs and you somehow have 150 gold in your bank, just go nuts. Yeah, go nuts and spend
If you
it.
make playoffs, that's huge. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, and also throughout the season, like in the regular season games, there's no limits to underdog scumming or anything like that. You can do what you want. It's only in playoffs, or you want to balance it up a little bit. And yeah, I guess the final thing here would be to cover off the divisions at the moment. As to who will be going where. So I will just read them out real quick. So in the Premiership, we've got Leffe, Sam, Crespo, Twisted Candy, Battlehawk, Beast, Avenged, Crazy, and Big Floor Pie. So that's going to make our Premiership division.
That's a big division.
That's it. I'm actually really fucking glad I'm not in that. Why? I was going to say Division 1. I was like, the first one here is called Show Me the Dice Log. Show Me Magic, Arna, Yates, Mayhems, Grid, Iron, Berserio, sorry if I've said that wrong, and Uber Spoons, who are coming in with fresh teams. I know they're looking to start, I think Berserio is going to build a team in the CCL to come into the league with a flying start, so... it'll be good to see what he brings, and the same thing with Uber. He probably won't be asked to play any games because he's fucking lazy, but we'll see. From me, just huge thanks to Magic and Yates for helping run the league, and obviously, it's a hard thing to do on your own, and you guys have just made it like super easy. And also you've kept me like engaged with the game when I've had those shitty weeks and I'm just like, I can't be arsed with this. You kind of kept me going, ambushed me to make me do the weekly show when I didn't want to, and it turned out to be a good thing. So no, it's good, man. Thank you. So yeah, personal note, thank you very much, and thank you to everyone for taking part in the league we're on. Considering this was a league I made almost out of spite, we're going into season 6 now. It's stronger than ever. It's growing slowly, which I think is one of the many mistakes I've made in the past, is try to grow a league too quickly, and the issues that kind of come with that. So no, it's been really good. It's been really positive, and instead of feeling like a drain mentally, which this sometimes does feel like, it's actually been a really sort of positive for me mentally over the past 5 or 6 months of the last season. So yeah, thank you to everyone. Yates, anything from you, mate?
Yeah, I've had a blast, and that's what it's all about for me. I've enjoyed the shows, the freaking weekly side things that we got going on, and the league. It's good times.
Yeah,
it's all good times.
You've also improved a fuck ton as well in the amount of, since the start of this season in particular. You've improved massively. It used to be like a free win every single time we played, and now only 80% of the time.
Yeah. Now I have to let you win.
Exactly.
Now I let you win.
That's it. I thought you were. Especially because you quit the game so quick now. But no, like you have got better, and I think with that understanding, it's kind of introduced you to the rage side where things should be working but they're not. And I'm just really glad that you're in that space at the moment, and we'll help you through it.
All right, man. Good.
Cool. Well, thank you, everyone.
So that's it, boys. Yo, it's playoff time. We're going to see who wins this one. Who's the Season 5 champ. It's going to be a new champ.
Yeah, it's going to be a new fucking champ.
And next season's going to be even more exciting.
It's going to be the tits.
It really is. Okay, boys. Take care, and we'll see you on the pitch.